What is up, everybody? What's going on? Happy Christmas Eve. Yo, it's almost Christmas Eve, y'all. We finna get into this video. We got a lot of things to get into, and it's gonna be Christmas Eve. I'm so happy to spend this time with you guys. I hope that you guys are having a great day. I hope that everybody is going, looking forward to a good holiday with some good food. So the holidays aren't going to be so great for Tory's family, unfortunately. I know y'all seen this verdict. And as soon as I saw it, like as soon as it dropped, I was like, my first instinct was to run to the computer. It was to run to my laptop and just hop on live, like, yo, like, did y'all see this? Are y'all seeing what I'm seeing? Like, my jaw literally dropped. I was just like, I a little bit speechless because I was in disbelief. First of all, me and Sabrina was just talking about the verdict. I'm like, when is the verdict gonna come out? She's like, they're still deliberating. I'm like, oh, they probably not gonna be done till maybe like after Christmas. But no, they were like, we're gonna give you this, news before Christmas. So I was just like, whoa. I wasn't ready. I don't know about y'all. I wasn't ready for that. I had no bone in this fight, or is it no dog in this fight? I just didn't have a side necessarily that I was leaning more towards. After the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case, it really taught me a lesson to just sit back and watch how things play out before, just having an opinion. I wanted to see the facts. I wanted to hear, from the people who were inside the courtroom, like Milagro and things like that. I wanted to hear what was actually going on and get all of the information before I made up my mind. Now, obviously he was found guilty. Had I been on that jury, I don't believe personally, just my opinion, guys. This is just my opinion. And yes, I did jump right into it because it's a lot. But I would not have convicted him based off of you have to prove your case beyond a reasonable doubt. Beyond. That means that I have to know without a doubt you did this. You did this, Tory Lanez. Without a doubt, you did it. If I was a juror in this case, that would not be my findings personally. There were a lot of y'all, let's get into it because y'all were listening to the same information as me. Okay. I'm not saying he didn't do it. I'm not saying he did do it. I wasn't there. However, when you have three people from the same incident with a bunch of unnecessary white lies, hey, Sabrina girl, it just doesn't make sense. Why can't even one person come out and just say the whole flat truth? I mean, when I say everybody had a white lie, everybody had a half truth, everybody did. And the fact that not one of them came out to just say what it was the way it was is very telling. Something happened that is missing. There is a big piece of the puzzle that is still missing. And with that being said, I don't know how you can convict somebody beyond a reasonable doubt. This is not me feeling like I like Tory more, I believe Tory. I like Megan more, I believe Megan. This is solely based off of, did you prove it beyond a reasonable doubt? Hey, Big Barbie. In my opinion, I just don't believe that they did that. In my opinion, I feel like, okay, so this is one of the things, y'all, that people are arguing. And y'all let me know, do y'all have this argument? Irregardless, Megan the Stallion, okay, Megan got, I sent the link, it's in the email. You got to go to our email. Megan was assaulted. Megan got harmed physically, right? So everybody, or a lot of people's argument, not everybody, is that no matter the sequence of events and the little, half truths that were told, if Tory did it, Tory should be convicted, right? That's what a lot of people have been saying to me. A lot of people have been, making that point. Whether or not Megan lied, whether or not Kelsey lied, whether or not Tory lied, whether they admitted something, Megan got, harmed. So he should pay the price, right? However, the sequence of events could change a lot. The sequence of events could change a lot. It could change the fact that, was there a struggle over the gun? Who brought out the gun? Whose gun was it? Who shot the gun? Were they trying to shoot Megan? Things like that. Did Megan and Kelsey fight? Was there altercation between them? Was there motive for somebody to shoot somebody? These things need to be uncovered. These have truths they need to turn into whole truths for me to, without a doubt, beyond a reasonable doubt, convict somebody. Um, Let me go back and take a look and see what's going on with this email, because Sabrina wanted to come on and give an opinion. But I just feel like, that's just kind of what's holding me back. It's right here. Let me see. Sent. Yeah, I just sent it, ma'am. I don't know if you're in the Talk That Talk Gmail, but look at the sent. Go to the sent mail if you can't find it in the inbox, and just click on the link. Big Barbie said, I honestly feel like there's more to the story, but I don't know. That's just how I feel. I agree with you. Yes. I mean, it just seems like there has to be a bit more. And the fact that there is more, the fact that we know for a fact that their stories have not been consistent, is just, that alone should tell you that how can you convict somebody beyond it. Y'all, I'm just saying this because we have a justice system, right? That this country is built on. When it comes to justice, it's the foundation of you have to abide by your own rules. You can't just go into a court and hear that, that I'm sorry, it just is frustrating. You can't go into a court with all this attention on this case and sit there and get the information, and it doesn't all add up beyond a reasonable doubt. That's the key points here. If it doesn't add up, you cannot convict somebody of that. Then what's the point of a justice system? What is the point of a trial? If you take those incentives away from people, what's the point of them, abiding by what you say? If they're gonna live their life accordingly, or get into a situation where they didn't really do something, but then you're gonna convict them anyway, just because it has to be just because. It has to be not just because, but it has to be a reason why they are convicting him of this. In my opinion, allegedly, that is beyond evidence, is beyond reasonable doubt. I don't know what the situation is. I don't know why, that they are doing this, but um it's just really not making too much sense. While we're waiting on Sabrina, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, guys. We gained quite a few subscribers, and I wanted to just thank you guys for supporting the channel, and thank you guys for subscribing. So let's get into it, y'all. So this is a lot. Like, let me know how y'all felt when y'all saw the verdict, when you heard the verdict, whether you heard or saw it. I need to know, how did y'all feel in that moment? Like, what were you guys thinking? Did you think that he was going to be convicted? Did you think it was going to happen this fast? I didn't think either one. I truly really thought that he wasn't going to be convicted, just based off the information that I heard. Again, that's it. That's all. I do feel really bad for both Megan and Tory, because I feel like the situation is very unfortunate, and this is going to be a huge stain on their careers, because this is always going to be associated with them, and it's very, very unfortunate. It's unfortunate how divided everybody is. It's taking me to an old finish live. Let me. This is the right link because I copied it straight from here. Let me copy it. Make sure you go into the latest one. Oh, let me send it. Oh, let me stop sharing my screen. Let's get into it. Big Barbie said, I felt very suspicious, and it's weird how it took like 1 year, but when it actually started, it was only a week. That's what I'm saying. How did it come back so fast? That's what I'm saying. I really don't get this. I'm gonna put in the title just now, Sabrina. So that's the one to go to. I'm sending it right as we speak. It should say just now. But Big Barbie, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand how it took only 1 week for them to like this was so quick. And then when the bodyguard came, I was like, oh my God, the bodyguard is there. What's gonna happen? They finna have him testify. This shit finna get rigged. But they was like, no, we don't need you to testify. We're just gonna rest. We're just gonna rest. I was like, so all this fuss about where is the missing bodyguard, y'all had everybody on the lookout for this man just to not have him testify. That was really crazy to me. I was like, boy, there is no way that the link is wrong. I don't know what else I can do. I'm literally copying the link exactly from this live. There's no way that I could copy it from anything else. Um, I don't know why it's not allowing you to come on. I don't know if you want to just come down real quick because I'm sending the link. I'm gonna send it one more time, but this is the link, honey. I'm not gonna put a subject, but ah, send. Okay, so you might just have to come downstairs. I really don't know why that's not working. So while we're waiting on Sabrina, let's get into it, y'all. I just really can't believe I'm still shocked. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just still really shocked. So there were some statements released and everything but before we get into listen to this. Listen to Young Jock. This is how much people really thought he wasn't finna get convicted. Listen to what Young Jock had to say. Hold on. Let me go back to it. Yeah, let me know if y'all can hear it. Can y'all hear the video? He said he gonna shave his head. Now, everybody, I am waiting for the morning to come for Christmas Eve for my Merry Christmas present to just get a good laugh to see Young Jock ball. I want to see him ball. He pissed me off not too long ago, and I want to see him ball. I low key love him because I like him a really big Love and Hip Hop Atlanta fan. Like I love watching Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. The older seasons, the new ones is trash, but I want to see him bald, okay? Because he got convicted. Now, this is very serious though. I felt like, oh my God, this is his life, y'all. Because listen to this, okay? He is facing, okay, some real time. Where's my, y'all look at me. Okay. Tory Lanez is facing up to 23 years in prison. He got convicted on all three charges, guys. Not one, not two, but all three of them. Oh no, you couldn't hear the video? Oh my goodness. Look, StreamYard, I don't know what has been going on with them. Let me try to change the speakers and let me know if you guys can hear. I'm gonna play it again. Can you hear the video now? Thank you, Big Barbie. But you can't hear the video. I don't understand. It's just Young Jock saying that he gonna shave his head if Tory gets convicted. Yo, I'm really not sure what is going on with StreamYard. I'm gonna have to Oh, maybe if I change the to MacBook Air. Maybe if I change it to that and change them both to that. Y'all, look, I'm trying to figure this out. Maybe I need to mute myself. If not, we're just gonna have to figure it out, guys. But so yes, what did you want to say? Hey girl, hey Sabrina girl, what's going on,
Girl, finally, you stay sending people backstage and then just leaving them there.
girl?
Hey,
Goodness.
no, girl, I can't find my grinder. I'm trying to roll this cone. Um,
The people want to know what you think.
yeah. So I basically agree with a lot of points you and Big Barbie brought up. One thing I want to say for sure is I knew and I said on one of our lives that I don't know why people was looking so forward to the trial like it was gonna have answers. Everybody believed who they believed, and people, the very few people that was neutral and just felt like it was suspicious across the board, are still feeling the same that way. Now, when I first started out on this case, I like fully supported Megan, and I still support, like, the trauma she's gone through, because she's a young woman without any parents and all that stuff, and that could just be really hard itself. Like, not even just that night, just navigating being a celebrity and all that stuff, and having the people who guide you through your life not guide you. But I hate when people try to uh use your sympathy and your understanding for others for you to act blind to things that you naturally question. You know what I mean?
Right.
like like I don't care who Megan slept with. Honestly, if like I made this point before, it's not gonna make that big of a difference to me personally. Um because I listen to a lot of people. If you ever bought Beats by Dre, everybody knows that joke. If you ever listen to Eminem, if you ever listen to DMX, any of them, Tupac, they all got some type of charges or allegations against them. And it's like, whatever you choose to believe is up to you. And if you choose that you do believe and you don't want to support them, that's again up to you. So it's not like
Mhm.
I would ever condone dragging Meg or saying anything, out of pocket. But they be acting like you out of pocket when you asking real life questions. Like, my biggest thing, as I was telling you, was why was Kelsey and Meg so adamant about lying that they got into a fight? To me, the
Right. That's
defense
what I'm
did not.
saying.
Yeah, and the defense did not do a good job honing in on that. They treated that like it was just another lie. What to me, out of everything, that was, like you said, if I was a juror, that would have been my biggest means of reasonable doubt, because it just feel like something very nefarious happened around that fight. That even though y'all telling exact opposite stories about everything that's going on in that car. Kelsey went up there and said, "No, Meg, we where y'all was arguing about Kylie at first, and Meg was sloppy drunk and all this stuff." Just literally, they both don't even talk anymore. But the same lie, the one lie that they kept saying, no matter how many people said, "No, y'all did fight." The evidence showed a chain, a woman's acrylic fingernail on the ground, and I think something else, but I don't want to misquote, so I'm not gonna say what it what I think it was, but it was something else, like a personal woman item. So it's like, if y'all fight right before, and y'all both don't want to admit to that fight, that to me is the biggest part of the reasonable doubt.
And you know what's so interesting about that to me is the fact that, well, I know Tory didn't get on the stand, but the fact that he didn't also, impress upon his lawyer, or maybe he didn't, who knows, his lawyer could have decided to go his own route. But their team didn't press upon that. I feel like that's a little interesting, like you said, like they treated it like it was any other lie. Is it because
That's why
something
it
happened
implicates them
that
all.
implicated all of them? Right.
Yeah, and that's just an opinion. That's not proven. That's just my observation because everybody up there was lying. And I feel like I'm not like a Tory defender. No, I don't want to see a man go to jail for something he didn't do, especially for no 20 some years. But at the end of the day, all they did was show reasonable doubt. Nothing fully exonerated Tory, at least in my opinion. So it's like, why this protection over this one part of the night where you'll say the parts that don't implicate you, but then on all the other parts, y'all all got amnesia. That's what I was seeing on Twitter. Oh, Kelsey got amnesia to everything that helps Megan or something like that. The same thing with Megan having amnesia to things that help Kelsey or help Tori and vice versa. All of them had amnesia to a lot of that night. So it's like either y'all all was too drunk to remember or y'all all feel like this narrative is better than what actually happened. And that is the vibe I'm getting. So that's why I'm like, I don't really feel like he's completely innocent. I don't feel like he's guilty of what he got charged with from what I've seen so far.
No, I definitely agree with that. So how did you feel when you first saw that he was found guilty? Were you surprised or no?
I was shocked because, like I said, not a Tory defender. Anybody come in the comments to say why they believe that he did it, you ain't gonna get no fight back from me. And vice versa, because I don't believe strongly on either person's side to be like, oh no, this B is lying about this and this, blah, blah, blah. Like, no. But what I will say is that this case has been not about Megan and Tory. This case has been about quote unquote protect black women, which that has honestly, I'm not gonna lie, as a black woman, that shit gets really annoying, especially when the black community kind of, I don't want to say abuse it because I love seeing women rallying together, but I hate when it's used for personal gain. Like, do you
When it's not
believe, do
really
you
a black woman
practice?
issue.
Yeah, or not even just if it's not a black woman issue. Do you practice protect black women? Do you practice protect black women with all men or just a man that's against you? The same thing, like, the baby
Mhm.
Tory. I mean, it's just like, do y'all really practice protect black women? Because I see on the shade room blogs all the time differently. The same people on there screaming that nobody is so disgusting, how nobody believes Maggie, stuff like that, are the same people that would drag other black female celebrities out of Normani for the dumbest shit and fuck with their mental health for the dumbest shit. So is it protect black women or just protect black women when you support them? Okay. I
Period.
don't,
Because
I
like you
don't,
said, y'all sit around and drag other black celebrities and mess with their mental health and things like that, spread lies about them and stuff, but then want to scream protect black women is just a bit interesting.
it's very interesting. So I feel like that. And I feel like this has
And like you
become
said, where
protect.
was that energy when she was working with the baby after, the allegations and the
Well,
proof
it's
and the
not even
video of
just,
him, assaulting a black woman and things like that?
yeah,
It's
and it's
just
not even just like her energy, it's everyone who's quote unquote appalled. Y'all need to stop acting appalled and just say y'all feel bad for her because y'all believed her. You're not appalled. Y'all support niggas and bitches every day that do appalling shit, but y'all don't give a fuck about the people that they do it to. So you don't really practice protect black women. So let's stop that cap. Like, no matter how shady I feel like Megan's actions been in the media, I would never just be like, oh, he innocent just because I don't like Megan. No, because I actually do give a fuck about women. I don't care if I don't like your persona or your personality or not. I don't think that warrants anything bad happening to anybody. But I see all the time shade room comments and stuff like that. I don't want to bring up particular names because I hate when people make this her versus
about,
her
yeah.
issue. I know I had coughed on Normani's name earlier, but the way Normani is treated in the music industry, to me, is just appalling.
Yeah,
That's a whole different life. But that's for real appalling. The girl has not done anything. But back to what I was saying about the case. I feel like this is about protect Black women versus unfairly incarcerated Black men. And that's a fight not that should be handled very delicately in the Black community, because we should care
right.
about both. And I don't like how, if you're a woman who care about both, you're a misogynoir. I'm not screaming free Tory Lanez. I'm just saying all of them are lying. And if you can't see it, then you're biased. I don't care which side you're biased to. People be like, oh, well, it's like, well, Meg is the one who got injured and hurt. So, yes. And I had that same sentiment when the news first broke. But as evidence get presented, am I going to turn a blind eye to, well, not saying was it self-inflicted, but asking questions to be like, did you see who do it? Or like, why is this, that, and the third not adding up? And it's like, I'm not gonna nitpick her about stuff. I've seen her nitpicked about stuff that people are not nitpicking Tory about. Like, I feel like it should have been a bigger deal, or just a bigger eyebrow raise, that he was bringing
Yeah.
his son to court. Like, maybe some people feel like, oh, he just wanted his son there, but it's just like, his son was so little. It just kind of made me think, this is just my opinion, that you are trying to get sympathy points from the jury, like, oh, don't take this young boy's father away from him. You know what I mean?
Which is
Which
so
was a
sad
dumb
because that poor
strategy.
baby didn't have to go through that, and now he's probably gonna like have nightmares of hearing the word guilty and shit. Like that's so sad.
And
Um,
when Tori's walking into the courtroom, people be yelling stuff, Megan supporters and stuff like that. It's like, bro, it's like, that's just, to me, not an environment for a kid. So I got to side eye that. I also side eye the
I mean,
whole
people are weird.
idea,
What is this?
huh?
Nothing.
Um, um, I also side eye the whole idea that he's keeping it to himself to protect one of them. No, he outed Meg on sleeping with them and stuff when it really when he really should have just kept quiet as a defendant. If you're trying to win, keep quiet. Um, so I just feel like if you out in certain information, then what makes this other information so much higher? It could be, more secretive. I don't know. But it's like, there's just too many red flags on everybody's side for me to be like, oh no, it was that person, it was that person, it was that person.
I think we'll just never truly know.
Yeah. And I don't understand how people thought that this case was gonna make people feel like, oh, now I know, now I believe Megan. Oh, now I know, now I believe Tory. No.
I mean, I
All I
was just
know.
wondering what was gonna come up. What was gonna come up during the case? Like, were we gonna find anything out? Which we did find out a couple of things. So
And ain't it crazy how both the prosecution and the defense were so nonchalant about the fourth person that was there the whole night and sober missing? They just like, oh, we'll just continue. Like Big
that's
Barbie said,
what I
it was that
just
important to get it
said.
done in a week or two that y'all was like,
That's
oh, we
what I
can't
just
find him, so
said.
let's just keep going. He's
Did you
not
when I was
reported missing by his family, huh?
yeah, Bernice, Nick Dog, King said that the case showed that Meg lied on Gail King's show. Right. And that's what I'm saying. It's like what's the purpose if
I'm glad she brought that up. But
no,
continue. I'll
this is
say what I was
okay.
gonna say after
Yeah,
you.
that's a guy who brought that up. But what I was just saying
Okay.
is what was I saying before that? What was we just talking about? Um shit. Well, what I was saying about the Gal King thing is just that it's just why lie? It doesn't make any sense.
And that's the thing. It's like people who want to gravitate towards the fact, oh well, it's not anybody's business. No, it's not. But it's the business as to what y'all was arguing about in the case and how deep that argument could have gone. Because honestly, it would have gave Tory more motive because y'all was sexually aligned. So I don't understand why lie that. If anything, that'll hurt him more. And then people could be like, oh, it's for her image. But after being caught in that lie, she continued
His
to lie
words,
on the
right?
stand about not getting into a fight with Kelsey, about not having Kylie getting mad about the Kylie situation, not getting kicked out, not
Yeah,
leaving and then coming back. And it's like all of these little white lies seems like, why it's like you got to read in between the lines. I'm not saying she guilty, because like I said, my stance is all of them look like they did some stuff that they want to keep the real truth to themselves, but I could be wrong. But what I'm saying is that when you lie about all the events of one certain thing that revolves around one certain thing, it makes me feel like, what was the result of that one certain thing? I feel like that's why you're lying, not because of your image, because whatever came from that irritation about Kylie or the fight with Kelsey or whatever it is they was caught lying about was a big deal, or a big enough deal to just want to keep it out of the press.
man. I'm not gonna lie because it's like we always say, we're not like super duper invested in the celebrity news. We bring it to y'all because y'all want to hear. But this shit got me wondering what the hell happened. I'm not gonna lie, I want to know what happened.
I
I really do.
honestly just don't. It reveals something to me that no one is talking about, is that how much today you can't even have an opinion without people making whole assumptions about your mindset and everything like that. I get how people think can tell you who they are, but people calling you a whole misogynist or a whole like, or even the vice versa, like how the men who are calling the women who believe Megan, like I be seeing some wild shit on Twitter, like, oh, like
Twitter.
all women lie and all that stuff like that, and this is for all the guys. No, it's not. This is for Tory and this is for Meg. Like, I get what y'all saying, but can y'all
He
please
said this
think
for
with y'all
all the
brain,
jokes.
right? This is within the Black community, and y'all keep talking about Black problems on each side, and neither one of y'all giving a fuck about each other's problems. Meg should have never been dragged, because as much as there are holes, there's not enough to say that she um maliciously, like, to me there's just not enough proof to say like, oh, she maliciously lied. The bitch lied about some shit clearly, but like, to set him up, I don't feel like it's enough proof. And the same thing for Tory. And why can't those two ideas exist in one person's head? I don't feel like anybody should be persecuted because before found guilty, because it's innocent until proven guilty. In my personal opinion, I don't feel like the court succeeded in proving beyond a reasonable doubt. But that's just my opinion. Like, why does it
Right.
have to be a big I don't
Hoopla.
know. I know I keep talking in circles, but it's just really annoying. Like, really annoying.
But this is very serious as well because he's facing up to 23 years. He's also facing deportation because he's from Canada. He's not, an American citizen, so he could be deported as well, and he's not gonna get sentenced, y'all, until January 27th, which is like
Right? And it's
over a month
like,
from now. And he was remanded without bail, so he has to
be in
wait
prison
for
till
the
that
sentencing.
time.
Yes,
And
and
it's
then he
like,
has to file his appeal, and he's gonna be in jail. And he might they might try to say like, oh, let's try to see if we could get you out while you're appealing, but I don't know if it works like that. I feel like if you're found guilty of something, until you can prove your innocence, you got to stay in jail. But I don't know.
and everybody, because I know you got other stuff to talk about on this live. I might come
No,
back
no.
to
I
talk
mean,
about this.
I was gonna spend a minute on this because there's some other things I wanted to get into that I wrote down.
Okay. Well, I'll mute myself in a minute. But I wanted to say, it's like, everybody thinks that this is disgusting that people see the reasonable doubt, but then want to cry when they see documentaries like When They See Us. Is that what it's called, Shanice? When They See Us, with the Central Park Five, who had the
Mm,
whole victim testify on the stand of what those boys did to her, and just to find out those boys
Right.
was nowhere near there when that was happening to her. And that's just the case that comes straight to my mind. But it's like, as a black woman, black woman who comes from a black woman and a black man who has a black brother and black sisters, I want the best for my community, and I just don't like how people don't see how they talking at each other and not to each other, and y'all trying to bully people into not having their own minds.
Right, instead of just having a conversation, it's just back and forth. It's ridiculous.
Like, oh, y'all don't
It's
give a fuck
just
about black men. Oh, y'all don't give a fuck about black women. I mean, y'all both showing that to be true. So why the fuck are y'all having this conversation? Where's this conversation trying to go? Y'all need to tell me. Because y'all don't even give a fuck about Meg. Like, not trying to say they don't give a fuck about Meg, but it's more sensational. It's more so their problem. Because, not to make this about any comical thing, if all the people who's tweeting it and wanted everybody to apologize just bought somebody's stuff, you know what I mean?
right. And like you said, with this going against each other, like that's what the fuck they want, and that's what y'all giving to them. But we're gonna get more into that in Black History Month. We're gonna go in. I just think it's absolutely crazy and absolutely ridiculous. Everybody should be able to speak their mind. At the end of the day, you weren't there, so you don't know. You can feel how you feel, and I can feel how I feel.
Exactly.
That's
And if anybody left feeling like they know the whole truth, you're full of yourself. I'm sorry. There's Everybody was leaving out important stuff. And I don't care how crazy the hip hop, but you know what I do think? I believe
Well,
during the appeal process, more stuff is going to come out. And honestly, I don't want to see an innocent man go to jail, but I was also very irritated when he was found guilty, because that means it's not over. As long as the appeals and everything is going on, you're going to see this back and forth divide between the black community. This is like the OJ Simpson trial, but within the black community. And I
instead,
just want to
yeah.
get kicked out of this group chat, please.
Right? Like as far as the division goes, a Black Barbie said like people bringing gender into this just brings more division. I absolutely agree, but I also feel like Sabrina said too, when it comes to it, we're a community at the end of the day, whether you're a woman or a man. It should be just about making sure things are being done the right way within the community, not just based on gender. I mean, Black women are very underprotected and under, cared for. So I understand the frustrations of the women. Like I get it, but it's like Sabrina said, is this one of those instances where it causes for that to be the message? Because again, does she practice that herself? So that's just how I feel. Bringing gender into it is just like you said, just making it more divided. Man, this shit is all over the place. This shit is ghetto as hell.
It's
Apparently,
almost as
girls
ghetto
who
as the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial, but not quite. But
only because there ain't no cameras, I'm telling you. Because apparently somebody felt, plenty of people actually felt the need to pull out their phones and record in the courtroom when they was supposed to. So first it was one guy, he came, pulled out his phone when Tory's dad had his reaction inside the courtroom because Tory's dad had an outburst when, he was pronounced guilty, and somebody pulled out their phone and started recording it, and the judge was threatening to, um what do you call that, punish them, or however you want to call it, for having their phone out. And I'm just like, damn, this shit, where's my popcorn? I kind of wish I was there. What's going on? So we could get into Tori's dad, matter of fact, but let me try to mute us and see if they'll be able to hear the video. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear this video. Let's see if this worked, because it worked the last time. Okay, so y'all still can't hear the video. So what I'm going to do is have the video on the screen and I'll play it off my because oh no, they can't hear the video. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on, but Tory Lane's father came out and spoke, um, held the press outside of the courtroom, and as you can imagine, he was very passionate and very upset about the situation. Man,
He damned
damn,
Rock Nation. He damned Jay
they was
Z.
coming at. I heard a lot of
I was
people was
that
coming at Jay
the
Z.
video of Twitter. I ain't gonna lie, as toxic as Twitter is, they funny as hell. Do you know that clip of 50 Cent when he said, What he said fuck me for? They said that was Jay Z.
Oh, that's so funny, girl. Why I delete my Instagram? What the hell? Remember I told you that? Not thinking. Not thinking at all. But yeah, he was going in, or he was saying all kinds of stuff about Jay Z. I was like, oh, do y'all know who Jay Z is? Like,
Oh, and
I
all
got
the executives. And there's a lot of conspiracies going around about how, Tory was supposed to be something and they just don't find a coincidence. And look, y'all,
he's
I'm
supposed to be
telling y'all, it's
signed
the
to
end of
Roc
the year.
Nation, and he
I'm
declined
exhausted.
it.
I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. Um, I don't see. You know what else I was gonna say real quick too, while you looking for some, whatever. I don't see how people on Twitter and social media is quoting that witness, Sean, whatever his name is, Sean something.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because they're like, oh, his Tory's own witness placed the gun in his hand. Yeah, and he also placed the gun in Kelsey's hand. And he also said that Kelsey fired 3 times and Tory
You
shot
talking about the
5 times.
dude? I know who you're talking about. He was
The
a very
neighbor
interesting.
who saw stuff from his balcony. It's like, I'm not blaming him. He could not remember it. But I'm like, either y'all gonna believe all his testimony or none of it. Because if y'all gonna disregard the fact that he said that he saw the girls fighting with before the muzzle flash went off between them before Tory got out of the car, and then gonna go around say Tory shot it 4 or 5 times. There's only 5 times the gun was shot. That much was proven. So if Kelsey shot it 3 times and Tory shot it 4 to 5 times, that's 7 to 8 times. That makes no sense. So you either gonna throw out everything he say or keep everything he say. Like the fact that he said they were physically fighting to the point violently. Those was his words.
Yeah,
Violently
he
fighting.
said that he said
Again,
that
predicting
people
what
jumped.
else said.
He said that one of the girls was jumped and dragged back to the car and put in the car.
Exactly. So it's like, and he said violently, and then it's like, well, none of them had. Well, from our knowledge, unless we wrong, they said Kelsey has some, but none of them had bruises on them and stuff like that. So it's like either y'all gonna believe all of what they say or not. That's how court work. Now, your own opinion, you can believe certain things, and certain things you can be like, that don't sound right. But I'm talking about in court. In court, if I'm listening to a witness and his story of the what happens is contradicting itself, I can't just take the pieces that I want to take. That's not how you're supposed to be in a jury.
No, I completely agree. Do y'all see this comment? It's not funny, but if y'all watch this video already, when the one of the dudes, I don't know if that's his son or who that is, in the black back there tried to say something, he turned around, he was like, "Don't talk." I was like, "Oh shit!" In the middle of his, y'all, we finna watch it. Bear with me because it's a little bit lengthy. It's a lengthy video, not too long, but let's get into it, okay? And we'll go over it.
You want to know exactly how I'm feeling? Yes, sir. I just stood here in this Los Angeles County and witnessed the worst miscarriage of justice that this world has ever seen. Yes. You want to know how I feel? I'll tell you exactly how I feel. I got some names
Look
that
at
I
this
want to
girl in the
call.
back with the
Alex
afro.
Spiro, Desiree Perez, and the whole wicked system of Rock Nation, including you, Jay-Z.
Ooh,
Yes, you
I got so
rose
scared
from
for
the
him when he
gutter,
said that.
but you have traded and bartered the souls of young men and you're still doing it. The only independent
Is that his
witness
mom?
in this courtroom
Cause she
is
going
a
in.
man whose name is Shanquella. He came to court, and our attorneys, he would not even shake their hand after he went upstairs with Kathy Tar and Alex Bott.
They met on Saturday before. They met
They
on
met
Saturday.
without
Look,
a
she
witness.
is not playing.
And then the man came back, and I sat in the hallway.
She is not playing with y'all.
He sat with Jody Little, the prosecutor's investigator, who acted so dumb, an intelligent woman who did not want. Listen, I've seen so much evidence buried in this, and I know exactly what the public out here will say. Don't talk.
He said, "Don't talk."
I say this because I'm a father.
He said, "Don't talk."
Father of thousands
Damn.
around the world. I'm a father of my kids, but a spiritual father to many. And I don't make stupid allegations because I got nothing better to do. You all have been bartering and trading the souls of young black and brown men in this country. And I'm calling on all the umbrellas. I'm calling on everybody in this country to begin to rise up because your souls have been done dirty.
What is that?
You want to know exactly how I'm feeling? I just stood here.
All right, y'all. So that was that video.
That's crazy. I felt the pain in his voice as a father.
Man, I felt that
But
so hard. And like I said, I'm not on nobody's side, but I definitely felt that.
I was gonna say, like, I felt that, as a father. I'm not saying, oh, Tory innocent, blah blah blah. But sir, I would not call this the worst misjustice in human history. Not to get technical, but his opening statement, I had a bit of an objection to.
But as a parent, he's like,
no, yeah, to him it is, but it's like, yeah, I get.
But
it.
yeah,
It's a sign.
and Big Barbie said he needs to be careful mentioning Jay-Z. That girl, as soon as he said Jay-Z, I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, no, stop. Just because I'll be scared, like, man, I'm not even gonna say why. That's
But
for my conspiracy video.
I get why they upset now, because he got sentenced, and that's a big heavy sentence if you have reasonable doubt. I get the frustration.
He didn't get sentenced. You mean he got
convicted.
Yeah.
But before he got convicted, and people wanted to make this, I just wanted to say this real quick because I forgot to say it earlier. Just as I said that I felt like Megan was using the protect black women thing, I kind of feel like Tory was using the unfairly incarcerated black men thing too. And this is just my opinion.
Definitely. But I feel like, though,
to get the emotions of both sides, because now you got the emotions of both sides of a lot of women who knows what it's like to not be listened to or not to be heard, and a lot of men who know that they got blamed for some dumb stuff just because they was a black man. And it's like, that's why I'm like, y'all, we could talk about it, we could discuss it, but when y'all get overly invested in it, that's when I check out. Because honestly, I'm not saying it's not a black person problem, but I'm just not with making your problem a black person problem while not really giving a shit about
because we got to deal with the real black people problems. This is, like you said, a Megan and Tory problem, and people who are invested because this is their favor. They really like the celebrity, or they just believe,
or
this
they
for whatever
see themselves in that story.
Yes,
I get
but
it.
that doesn't make it under the umbrella black community issue. Just in my opinion, I get that these are black individuals, and you want to see the justice system work right within the community. And like I stated before, in my opinion, I'm not sure that it actually did, but like, you get what I'm saying? Is not the situation at hand is not like, y'all was being ghetto as fuck, and being reckless and doing some dumb shit. And y'all could have kept the
It's,
shit to yourself. I mean, I'm not saying that
but
she
it's
didn't,
like if you say that,
but it's just like,
but if you
damn.
say that, you gonna get somebody saying something to you. It's like, why can't I say the truth? These bitches have finished all this liquor, left with no shoes on, stop and pull over and argue and then y'all mean to tell me these bitches drove all through Hollywood with all these nice ass houses, and none of these bitches had a door cam, bitch, a bitch in the hood. And I get people like, well, that's the hood. This is a nice neighborhood, bitch. Everybody, LA is just like Chicago. It's just like Miami. It's full of people who came from different places, desperate people. Those are expensive areas.
And maybe it's just
Like
not
nobody got no door
exactly
cams.
a Ring doorbell, but y'all don't have cameras on your property. I just find that hard to
They
believe.
don't have
Have you seen
CCTV footage on
Have
their
you
CCTV.
seen the bling ring? These celebrities had, and these rich people had cameras with leaving their fucking doors unlocked and shit. Y'all got cameras, you
I
know,
just,
like
I just, I just find, like Big Barbie said, everything is suspicious. I don't know on who's in. I don't know who's the most guilty, and I'm tired of not being able to say how I feel because I know either side don't agree with me.
yeah. But
Yeah.
really quickly, I wanted to play this other video really quick. It's just a really short one of Tory's dad. Let me go to it. He has some more things to say. Well, you know what? Y'all don't even need to hear it if I pull it up. So I'm gonna just play
Wait,
it real quick.
somebody on Twitter said, "Oh, he looked like just like a bald Tory Lanez." Did somebody go say something? So he just looks like Tory Lanez because they was talking about
It's
how his
so
photo. That's
irritating,
not
but it's
funny. But I'm just like, why do they find a joke out of everything? Be serious, you heathens! Damn.
look, I was looking at the girl in the afro back here. She wasn't playing, and her hair looked good. She was not playing. I was feeling what he was saying as a parent, like you said, but she was on it. But let's hear what he had to say real quick.
Tell me how there's no fingerprints. My God Almighty, I call heaven and earth to be a record today. The Rock Nation, you will crumble. I am the apostle of God, and you will know who I am.
She do not have time. Did y'all hear the background? Look, let's listen to it one more time because it's only 60
In the
seconds.
LAPD's office, tell me how there's no fingerprints. My God Almighty, I call heaven and earth to be a record today. The Rock Nation, you will crumble. I am the apostle of God, and you will know who I am.
He said, "You would know who I am." She was in the background. She wasn't playing. He said, "Rock Nation, you will crumble." Ooh, ooh, scaring me. Oh my God.
Tory Lanez and blah blah blah. But
it was just scaring me. I was like, ah. But he was like, how when there's no fingerprints? I mean, I'm just saying. But so that's what he had to say. So then Megan's team, Sabrina, are you still here?
yeah, I'm still
Okay.
here.
Okay. So then Megan's team came out, y'all, and she had a statement, okay? Her lawyer, of course, it came from Twitter, of course. She said Megan Thee Stallion's a lawyer released a statement. The jury got it right. I am thankful there is justice for Meg. Meg's attorney, Alex Spiro. So, okay, that's what she had to say. And then this is what the Los Angeles DA George Gascon he had to say this. Okay, he released this statement. He said, "I want to start by highlighting the bravery of Megan Pete. You showed incredible courage and vulnerability with your testimony, despite repeated and grotesque attacks that you did not deserve. You faced unjust and despicable scrutiny that no woman should ever face, and you have been an inspiration to others across LA County and the nation. Women, especially Black women, are afraid to report crimes like assault and sexual violence because they are too often not believed. This trial for the second time this month highlighted the numerous ways that our society must do better for women. I'd also like to thank the jurors for their time and thoughtful deliberation, and our trial team for their tireless pursuit of the truth." Okay. You spent countless of hours away from your families during the holiday season preparing this case and finding justice for Ms. Pete. Your sacrifice is appreciated. That's what they had to say. And a lot of people was like, yo, what? What are you talking about? Like, what did she face? Like you said, it was just a lot of back and forth after this came out. All the people who were supporting Tory was coming at him. They was dragging people. They was dragging a bunch of bloggers. Apparently, allegedly, she might be trying to sue some bloggers. I'm just like, oh damn, what y'all
I was
y'all
trying
got a
to
lot.
Twitter, they was having a field day. They was dragging Kelsey, they was dragging EJ, they was dragging Zach Campbell, they was dragging you anybody who didn't fully back or support Megan, be like, oh, he needs to go to jail. They was dragging all wishing that they get everything taken away from them. It's like, God, when can we why can't we ever just disagree without bitches like wanting to end your life? Like that makes no sense to me.
Yeah, they was just backing and forthing, girl.
And to be
But
honest, it didn't prove, like I said, it didn't prove anything. Any person could have told you. Everybody was going to think what they was going to think, because right before the verdict came out, I was on Twitter, a lot of Megan supporters, and like, they said a partisan post something. It was like, by the way, just because he could be, just because this was when the rumor was going on that he was going to be found not guilty. They was like, there are plenty of guilty people who was found not guilty. It's not that he's not guilty. It's that the court couldn't prove it. Okay, you have a point. But as well, that's also people's point if he's found guilty. It's not that he's guilty. It's just because of A, B, and C. So I do not understand why people are so blue that a guilty verdict doesn't sway people's mind when you openly said a non-guilty verdict wouldn't sway your mind.
And also, you can't say in the same sentence that even though they didn't prove it, he still did it. That's not how it works. And that's not how it's supposed to work. I know, like, sometimes it's unfair when you have people who did that shit, but you just couldn't prove it and they got let off. But that's the rules y'all fucking made. So y'all have to abide by it or fucking change it. You can't just sit there and be like, well, we couldn't prove it, but I know you did it, so you're going to jail. That is not
That's
right.
the
And
scary
then,
part.
right, because then what's the fucking point of a trial? What's the point of a justice system? You could just pick a nigga out and be like, yeah, I think you did it, and you're going to jail. Nobody would like that for themselves. That's what I'm just saying. Just put yourself in his shoes, and just in that instance, that if somebody said you did something but they didn't prove it and they still lock you up anyway, how would you
But that's the
feel? Like,
thing,
I
though,
would be losing
Shani.
my
A
mind.
lot of people feel like that. I'm gonna tell you, because I'm, like I said, being neutral. Well, I know you are too, but it's like a lot of people feel like they did prove it. A lot of people feel like there's only 4 people. Why would Megan say that it was Tory if it was Kelsey, and the bodyguard didn't have anything on him? But mind you, I'm not
And
saying
they
this.
didn't interview the driver. Sorry to interrupt you,
Huh?
but what the hell? Why didn't they interview the driver? Why wasn't he up on the stand?
And that's another point. And it's like there is a lot of points that people bring up about Tory. That's why it's like defending when I can't say he didn't do shit, because it's not really just about his history. Because when it comes to a case, that's only a correlation. That doesn't mean he's guilty just because he's done, been caught up in stuff in the past. Because then so has Megan. That's my everybody's argument. Literally applies to the other person. Oh, Tory has a past. Okay, or Megan has a past. So does Tory. Like when it comes to relationships, getting into brawls or whatever. You know what
Right.
I mean? This
Right.
person was caught lying. Megan was caught lying. Okay, well, so was Kelsey, or vice versa. It's like, oh, Kelsey was caught lying, so was Megan. It's like there's nothing each side can say that doesn't apply to the other side. To me, in my eyes, from what I've seen.
And that's interesting because I was just about to ask you, because a lot of people was bringing up the fact that with his situation with August Alsina, the fact that he lied and said that he wasn't even there when that happened and he didn't do anything, and then it was shown, in the video that, he did get into it with him, and people was like, well, they was trying to use that like, well, if he lied about that, he could lie about this. What do you think about that?
Well, I find it very funny because let me. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Um, I gotta look it up because I had heard that case was dismissed, and so I was really like, I don't know. I feel like I said, it applies to people bring up good points on all ends, but nobody ever brought up anything definitive to me that felt like, okay, this person did it, that person did it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, the biggest implication of reasonable doubt is not Tory's past, it's not Megan's past, it's not even the dumb shit they got caught lying in. It's the fact that nobody gave a fuck that the only sober person there wasn't there. It didn't seem like anybody tried too hard. They mentioned it because they knew people was going to be wondering, but nobody really tried that hard. And two, Megan and Kelsey, even though they don't like each other, they don't hang out, they don't agree on nothing that happened that night except for they didn't fight. But evidence and a couple witnesses say differently.
Let's take a look real quick at and I definitely agree with that, of what people were saying. So Moniece from Love and Hip Hop, she said today the judicial system has failed yet another black man. This ish is sick. And then Jamil Hill, okay, Jamil Hill, okay. She says so many people owe at the stallion a complete apology. Just so much recklessness, misinformation, and reporting. So many of y'all stood with an abuser only to prove once again that black women never get granted the grace and protection. Look, just like what we said, it's just so divided. Tory Lanez has been found guilty. Roland Ray said this. Merry Christmas, Megan, the mother effing stallion. I'm so happy. It's just, oh man, I just don't. This is just such a mess.
It is.
This all was so avoidable. Um, One thing I wanted to say as well is that I'm not at all condoning like guns. Like, so there was this video. I'm not gonna show it because it was so like it still left me unsettled, y'all. I still feel unsettled from just watching it. But the private investor sent me a video. I guess this dude was confronting a guy for punching his daughter or something, and he was like, finna come up on him, and the guy pulls out a gun, and he shot and killed 4 people. Like he executed them. He shot them, then walked up to each of them and
Wait,
shot
who's
them
the
again.
guy? The guy who hit the daughter or the father?
No, the guy who hit the daughter shot them because he was coming up to him trying to confront him about hitting his daughter. He didn't, you know what I'm saying? And the dude just pulled out a gun and just shot them. I was like, oh, and he had his girl with him too, and his girl jumps in the car after. She's like, let's go. You can hear her shouting. It's all on video, him shooting the people, them dying. Oh my god, it was so eerie. So for me, it's like, if you're arguing with people, you don't just pull out a fucking gun. And that's one thing I just want to say, because that is so dangerous. Like people just literally, and I'm not just talking about this situation, people are just out here pulling out guns and shooting people left and right. It's so insane. Like this shit, like that was so reckless of them, to whoever pulled that gun out. Was so dangerous and reckless, because they could have been fighting over the gun and could have accidentally killed
They
one of
get
them.
caught.
Yeah, the guy got caught. Um, and that's a
That's
quite
good. I hope
brutal
whatever
guy.
he did all that stuff for, it was worth it. But
Man, oh, it was so.
and if
It
I
makes me
feel like,
want to cry.
huh?
I said it makes me want to cry because I watched the video. It was so evil,
I'm so glad I didn't see it. Like it makes me want to move out this country. Like I be wanting
girl.
to
Because
move.
I was debating if I was gonna show it, but I was even blurred out. I just wouldn't want y'all to see that. It was so evil. But that's why
Nah.
I'm like, had. And again, I'm not on anybody's side. Had Megan got shot, has she got accidentally unalived, or Kelsey or Tori, because y'all wanted to pull out a fucking gun? Like, I'm sorry
Mm.
that I'm getting so passionate about it, but it's just so much gun violence going on right now, willy nilly. It's just insane.
Which is what brings me to the last thing I was going to say, at least for now. I'm just probably gonna mute myself until you get to the next topic or
No, this is
Shanquella.
this. Yeah, that's what I'm about to talk about. I don't have nothing else really to say too much about it.
Um, I feel like, and it's a lot of people gonna feel like, okay, conspiracy theory. So buckle up. I feel like all of this stuff, not even just the Megan Tory situation, but if y'all notice, a lot of like a couple of high profile, a few, like the presidential debate, the presidential election, um, the Megan Tory thing, those are two really good examples of what what has happened lately, and all of it has been divisive. Um, did y'all notice, like, after the Floyd thing happened, we had a moment where we was all, not all, but a good number of us was in agreement on certain things that they had to be addressed. Um, personally thinking, I feel like that has a lot to do with what's going on now. And that sounds like a conspiracy theory, but I want people to really think when they're getting invested in certain things, like the fact that you will not mess with somebody, the fact that you will straight up just dog somebody out and want them to go to jail. I'm not talking about Tory. I'm talking about EJ, Kelsey, and stuff. EJ was the most unproblematic person who just said what happened, like the only sober one of the only sober human beings at the party because he don't drink. And you got people on there waiting for him to get sued or put away and all that stuff. And it's like, I just feel like the point of me saying this is that there's a reason all this division is happening, first between like the world, then in different communities, because we're easier to control and manipulate, divided. I feel like this has more to do with that than
Mm,
protect Black women and incarcerated Black men. I'm not saying those aren't huge problems. I'm saying what's going on now. And you got to address one problem at a time. And people are getting further away from conversing with each other. It's we beefing, then we beefing hella hard. I'm going to shoot you. I'm going to try to end your life. Like, I don't fuck with you because we disagree. And we don't even discuss why we disagree because we not listening to each other. I
it's
don't know.
crazy. No, I
I'm gonna go
definitely
off on
agree
that rant, but it's
because
like I don't like how people can't see that shit. That's why I be like, people be thinking I'm so nice and so sweet, and that's why. No, I real life am like a devil's advocate type person. Like, life has nuance in it, and if you get so distracted that you can't even, I'm not saying ignore those nuances, that's not what I'm saying at all, but I'm saying you get so distracted that you can't even fuck with your own peoples. Like, how y'all want to get shit done and we too busy arguing about that shit? Like, you know what I
right,
mean?
girl, like you said, we was all on the wave, and I don't know what the hell happened. It's
I know
like
what happened.
it's
People's like, oh,
it's a
the people.
strategy that has been being used against the Black community since slavery, and people have to realize that they divide and conquer over the Black community when we're just so divided and arguing over shit that is not, like we said, is not moving the community.
And
Like,
that's
we
why
need
we,
to focus on the correct issues if we're gonna make it about a Black thing, you know?
yeah, Black men versus Black women. At least Black men and women ain't versus us.
Period. Because they know that shit. Once we look, we finna turn to a Black History channel. All I'm saying is,
Don't get me excited, bitch. I swear to God,
look,
I'll be having a live every fucking day. I
because
swear.
we need to just like be woke for real. Don't be fake woke. Don't be half asleep. He says, stay woke. Stay woke.
Or it's like,
Okay.
even if you're lost, admit that shit. Like, we don't want to learn shit about anybody else. Like, We don't want to know what men go through, how they feel, how they see the world, and men feel that about us. Like I be ending up, I be feeling like TikTok be wanting to make me mad. I never heart or comment under any problematic shit, but they stay try to show me problematic shit because it gets the most engagement and it gets your blood boiling. And you start looking down on your own niggas, your own women.
Right.
It's disgusting.
It is. And if you guys are still listening, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you
Sorry,
guys for
yeah.
supporting
No
the
more Black
channel.
History stuff. Sorry.
No, I mean this shit is real. I'm not sorry. Y'all need to hear stuff like that. It's very real. But we about to get into something a bit more,
Very,
man,
very real. This right
very, very
here.
real. And so I just want to throw out the subscribe real quick because this is about to get for real, very real. So Shanquella Robinson, y'all, we have not forgotten about her case. Um, she was the beautiful young woman who was unalived in Mexico with her so-called group of friends that she went on this trip with. So we just wanted to debunk a few rumors and, make sure
Even
that you
some
guys
we were
are up to
tricked
date.
by because we don't purposefully give out any information that isn't true. And so sometimes when we find out, we always try to revet our sources. And when we find out our sources wasn't completely accurate, we try to fix it.
Yeah,
Sorry,
so
just have
one
to
of
throw that out there.
no, yeah, for sure, because we definitely have been covering this case slowly because, like Sabrina said, we want to give y'all correct information and we want to just make sure we're not just saying anything. So the updates on this case may be slow. It is, I'm sorry that I have to mention this, but it's just what it fucking is. I hate when people say, oh, everybody always trying to make something a black thing. It just is what it fucking is. Because when Gabby Petito went missing, okay,
Such a
they
man.
they were on a fucking hunt. They even had that white dude who be bound the bounty hunter dude. He joined the team,
Yes,
everything.
volunteer. You know what?
Volunteers.
Don't make me make a TikTok about that shit, cause I'll send that shit up. But I just got
They
my TikTok privileges back, and TikTok be trying so hard to uh
yeah, they be doing too
press your
much. But that's
voice.
why I'm sorry. I'm gonna speak the truth. I don't care who it rubs the
Yeah,
wrong way.
I said that too. I
If
was
you
like,
have a
I gotta grow my platform I gotta grow my shit on something that I can speak my mind. Cause
and
fucking
that I could
no,
stand
bitch,
on
you ain't about to
because
control what I put out.
right because she's a black woman. Shanquella is a black woman, and this is just the fucking facts. Now, when you
And
look
I
at
don't
this
want people
case,
to say that, oh, it's because this happened in Mexico, because Mexico asked for extradition. So, in order for the US to extradite, that means the US has to arrest them and turn
the
them over
United
to
States,
Mexico.
right?
Huh?
So, I'm saying, and
So,
they
yeah,
have to
so they're
arrest them
supposed to
over
be looking
here
for them. It's not like
and turn
Mexican
them
authorities
over.
are supposed to come up here and look for them. Like, are you dumb?
And when they was looking for old dude who was just he wasn't even considered a suspect at first, and they had his house surrounded. He couldn't go nowhere. Why are things being treated and handled differently in this case when the public and the media are also demanding for answers and things like that, just like in the other case? What's the difference? Why don't y'all have the cadaver dogs out looking for these people? Y'all was up in the fucking swamps and shit, and y'all was up in the area where y'all could barely see. Y'all didn't think y'all was gonna find him because the area y'all was in was so huge. It was so like wet and things like that. The
Right,
conditions
because
of it
they
was
went
harsh,
into all this wilderness and stuff, and they were like,
and y'all
it's
was
just
still
so many
out there looking for him.
people. Yeah, taking
Where are the
tips, posting the tips on the news so that people
posting
can
his
look
picture, posting how he would look if he
everywhere.
had a disguise?
Whole ass background story on this man, so you could get a good look and description of him. So if you run into him,
Right. And that's what I'm saying. It's just like I don't understand what is the difference in how they're handling this case. Why haven't y'all found all of the friends? Everybody who was there should have been they should be located. Where how the fuck are they all gone? It makes absolutely no sense the way that they handling this case. And for those of you who heard that somebody was arrested, we heard that too and we reported on that. That was false. As far as we can confirm.
Yeah, that
There
was
has
false.
been no confirmed arrest of anybody. Not the girl who they put the warrant out for, who's unnamed. Why is she unnamed? I don't fucking know. It makes no sense. We all know, they all know who was there. They all know who y'all after is no secret. Why are you not naming people? Why don't we know what's going on? Why aren't, you know what I'm saying? I could see if it was something that was like, oh, nobody knows who was involved. We all know there was videos of people fighting people and things like that. There's apparently a second video going around of different people fighting her. Where is that video? Um, it does seem suspicious, Big Barbie, because why are y'all handling this case like this? First of all, okay, there should be pictures plastered of these people all over the news all the
All
time.
this, I have to
Every
go back
day.
to old videos just remember how they look, so I
Exactly.
don't
We need to
forget.
be. So we're gonna post their pictures along with their names on our YouTube channel, and we're also gonna post it on our Instagram, and we're gonna keep mentioning them in the videos that we do, even if the videos don't have nothing to do with them, because we need to not forget this. We need to keep saying Shanquella's name, and we need to keep talking about this because this was one of the most disgusting fucking things I've ever seen in my life. How they did this girl, and let's get into that. Okay, because y'all know how I am. Conspiracy theory. Y'all know how I am. It seemed, and I'm gonna play this video for y'all right now. It's this whole situation to me seemed a bit ritualistic
It, girl,
because for one,
crazy, but I don't care.
let me tell y'all why. I'm not just gonna talk shit now, and I'm gonna show y'all the video. For one, this video that I'm finna show y'all is like what the hell. But aside from that, they had this girl think that y'all seen the video. Y'all seen the video of them in the room conversing and shit while they supposed to be getting naked and she walking around looking for them in the video talking about, where y'all hoes at. It don't take that long to get naked because it don't. So y'all had this girl thinking that y'all was finna go skinny dipping because y'all wanted her to be naked while y'all did whatever y'all was finna do to her. Okay, that is one of the things that people do in rituals, is shame the person that they're doing whatever to. Because my thing is y'all was back there looking like y'all was plotting. You look at the body language, you look at the voice, the speech patterns, the way they was talking to her. If you take all of those things into consideration, they had something going on. Not to mention, y'all, the fact that they went on this lavish trip. I mean, when you see where they was at, they had a chef and everything. That's some shit Ray J was just doing. Ray J the rapper, okay, having a chef and shit out on this private little nice little, vacation house and shit. They did all that with no money. That shit was hundreds of dollars a night. They were supposed to be there, if I'm not mistaken, for 7 days. How was y'all finna pay for this? How did y'all all go on this trip, broke as hell, about to pay for this? Y'all said y'all couldn't even scrape up $5,000 to send her to the hospital. That was their excuse.
Wait,
I'm
real
getting
quick.
ahead of I'm getting ahead of
One of
myself.
them, I believe, is a nurse. I'm not saying I mean she got money, but yeah, most of them, or some of them, yeah, didn't. And as you was about to point out, yeah, they said they didn't have $5,000 for her to go to the hospital. So yeah,
So how did y'all have the money to stay in that expensive ass?
that's financially stupid. And people like, well, they could just be financially stupid. Yeah, yeah, but it also could be other things as well.
Right. We can't. Oh, first first of all, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not gonna give them no fucking benefit of the doubt after what they did to her. You get zero benefit of the doubt from me. I don't give two or three fucks. I don't even give one. You get I'm sorry, I'm getting passionate because this was one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. You get no fucking benefit of the doubt from me. You was broke as hell on this trip. Okay, you knew you was finna. Who goes on a trip like that and on the second fucking day, ruin the trip and go home like that? Y'all had so much built for y'all to beat this girl like that for evidently no reason from what we could see. Okay. And if you had a reason, which there is no reason, but if you think you had a reason, why aren't you coming out and speaking up on your shit? Because you're on video beating this girl who is saying out of her own mouth she is not going to fight back. Where is this animosity coming from? What did she do to y'all? Y'all had to have this plan. But like Sabrina said, she thinks that possibly they could have had something planned already, but it just didn't happen the way that they planned on it happening. Like they must have lost a little bit of control and didn't mean to like beat her to death.
Well,
They probably would.
because I don't want to
Uh-huh.
like openly speculate about that because I don't want it to be like overly sensationalized. Like I want the facts to be focused on because just so answers can come about for her family.
Hold
That's
on,
like
real quick, Sabrina. I don't
okay.
mean to interrupt you. I'm very sorry, but I just seen that Big Barbie said she going to sleep, and she said Merry Christmas and thank us for going live. Merry Christmas to you, Big Barbie, and we love you, and we
Thank
hope you
you
have
for
rest.
joining us.
Yes, thank you for always showing up, girl. I'm so sorry, Sabrina. What was you saying?
Oh, nothing. I was just saying like I don't want to like put those all of them in depth out there like that yet because I just want the focus to be on her and getting her justice first. I just don't want to put
No,
content.
right. I just seen a lot of people trying to come up with a motive because everything is moving so slow. So I just want to always make sure that we are, not that I want to sensationalize, the case, but I just want to make sure that we are always having a conversation about it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to, I guess, understand like what the hell is going on. But let me show y'all this video real quick and y'all tell me what y'all think about this video. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me make sure y'all can hear it. And let me go to the video. President. Uh, share screen. Photos. Here we go.
Birthday, buddy. Buddy. She too full.
Did y'all hear what he just said? Let me play that for y'all one more time.
Birthday, buddy. Buddy. She too full.
I mean, that is just very eerie for me. I don't know about y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Man, it's just like I
And
just can't.
someone saying that, like you said, to rewatch that again. I've seen that so many times trying to research and keep up to date, but it still gets me like the same way. Like they were not into it. She was so ready to go skinny dipping. She's saying "Cur" and everything. Like she sounds so happy and excited. And they plotted and she got on the same stuff like that she had on when they was fighting, meaning that it happened not too long after that. There could have been nothing done. Like there could have been nothing done that will
That's
warrant all of that.
that's what I'm saying. I'm just like the
Sorry.
her demeanor was like she just didn't know. She had no
She was
idea.
shocked. She didn't even know what was going on. Like it just seemed so. I don't know. I just justice for her. We want to get out correct information. We want everybody to just keep her in your prayers and just hopefully they find the people responsible soon.
Yes, and just keep the conversation alive. I just want to point out a
Mm-hmm.
few quick things, really quick, just for anybody who feel like nothing, foul happened. So one of the
Mm-hmm.
things that I said was that the first lady who they called, who they sent up for medical attention, said that she was in there for an hour trying to give her IVs and all types of goofy shit and things like that. And the police report stated that she passed away around 6 p.m. But the autopsy report shows that she had to have died within the first 15 minutes of that blow, which means that at some point rigor mortis had to set in. And it also means that, to me, how the hell was you trying to give her an IV and working on her for over an hour and not realize something was wrong when you saw her eyes, when you saw her busted lip, when you saw, the knots on her and all the bruises? How was you it just doesn't add up. And then the fact that you would sit there and know that she absolutely needs to go to a hospital and let her friends tell you no. To me that doesn't really make any sense. Also the fact that, the emergency like their 911, whatever, the ambulance or whoever came over an hour after the call was made, they claimed that there was 14 rounds of CPR, um and different things to try to resuscitate her. It's like nobody noticed her condition, the state that she was in. Did that happen after she went to the morgue? I'm confused. You know, I don't understand. I feel like everybody who had anything to do with this, from the doctors who are apparently lying, seem to be lying, allegedly, from the police officers who seem to be lying, from the people who let them leave the country, from all of the people who were there, even, yes, the dude who arrived a day later, because when he got there, there's no way he didn't see her condition. Everybody who had anything to do with it, even the fucking person who was on FaceTime watching the fight. Yo, it's just insane. If this happened to you or one of your loved ones, how would you feel? Wouldn't you want justice? Like, we can't stop talking about this, y'all. We can't let this go. We have to remember to just keep speaking her name until she gets justice. It is a shame that it's taken this long for this woman to get justice. And I have to wonder fucking why? Why is it taking so long? The fuck are you doing? Okay? You waiting until after the holidays? I'm confused. What's going on? I want to know what efforts the people deserve to know something. The people deserve to know something. This got national attention, and we just want to make sure that it keeps national attention, because we can't let it die out. If we let it die out, it's never going to get solved. They're never going to give a fuck. And it's unfortunate that, most of the people who are involved in this are all from the same community as well. I'm not saying communities should be going against each other, but we need to be sticking together. The fact that these were supposed to be people she trusted enough to go out of the country with is just very sad. I feel for her family. And let's try not to spread misinformation or false information. If you hear something, please do your own research. And we will be doing the same. We'll be making sure, not to report anything else. Again, there was no confirmed arrest made, y'all. No confirmed arrest made yet. We need to get these people extradited. They need to pay for what they did to this beautiful young woman. To me, that they're all at fault. Nobody's speaking up. Nobody's speaking out. And y'all was all there, and y'all just sat there and watched this happen to this girl. Nobody stood up for her. Nobody tried to stop it. So in my opinion, y'all all need to face justice. I want to thank you guys so much for staying up on this live with us. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. And thank you guys for continuing to bring, attention to this case for Shanquella. Thank you guys for caring about this. We will be covering the Young Thug case as well, y'all. We finna get into a lot of things, and we will continue to give you guys updates on the Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion situation as well, because it's not over, y'all. The next step is an appeal, so we're gonna see what's gonna happen when it comes to that. I hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas. I know the holidays could be stressful. Please just breathe. Try not to stress out. Presents aren't that important and things like that. I hope y'all have family. If not, I'm giving you a big hug from me. I hope you guys have peace and a great sleep. I hope you guys get true good rest. Merry Christmas for those of you who celebrated. Happy holidays. And we will see you guys in the next live. Holla.